2 Corinthians 12, 7 through 10 says, "Because of the surpassing greatness of the revelations, for this reason, to keep me from exalting myself, there was given me a thorn in the flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me, to keep me from exalting myself. Concerning this, I implored the Lord 3 times that it might be taken from me. And he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weaknesses, so the power of Christ may dwell in me. Therefore, I am well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distress, with persecution, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. But when I am weak, then I am strong." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 90-day reading plan, today's reading is 2 Corinthians 12, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, the comedian Joan Rivers used to have a catchphrase. She used to say, to start things off by saying, "Can we talk?" Basically, she was saying, "Let's get down to business. May I have your attention?" So, can we talk? I'd like to talk about suffering, and there are a number of reasons why the suffering is in the world. Some of it is directly related to sin. Some of it is because of our response to sin, and some of it is just because the world is messed up by sin. I think we're beginning to get the picture here. God revealed Paul many glorious things. But because of those glorious things, Paul's tendency would have been to exalt himself. He would have been saying, "Look at me, God's really done something in my life." Instead, God gave Paul a thorn in the flesh to remind him that it wasn't Paul that had a focus, it was all about God. If everything went our way and we had all the millions and millions of dollars we would tend to want, and we'd also tend to gloat. "Look at what I've done. See my walk with Christ. I've got it all put together." So God allows us sometimes to go through trials, not because he particularly wants to see us suffer, but because he does not want to see us sin. He also wants us to depend on his love and his abilities. Now, there are certainly struggles that are in this world. There's certainly no amount of problems that keep us up at night. But verse 10 tells us that everything we need to know when we are walking with Christ, living under his power, then we are strong, and even in our own weaknesses.